DEI is nothing more than discrimination in disguise, period. That's it. Now, we've been sold this idea that it is genuinely about diversity, to bring together a host of people that otherwise would not be brought together, right? To bring a sense of camaraderie and unity amongst a multitude of cultures, of genders, of, ethnocentric backgrounds, et cetera, et cetera. Then we have the equity. Oh, the equity. God, give me more of the equity, more fairness. Oh, yes, everybody starts at the exact same place and should end in the exact same place. And then, of course, we have inclusivity. You are all welcome. You're not just here diversely, but you are welcome into the fold. When you hear these three words, they used to have a positive connotation. When we heard these things, we used to think to ourselves, of course, a sane, normal person would want more of that. Yet in reality, they do the exact opposite for a specific group of people. So they are no better than those democratic Jim Crow laws that were once ruling this nation. Simple. Before it was, if you're white, you're all right. Now it's, if you're white, you ain't all right. And we have too many examples to get through in just one video, but I'm going to bring just one, more recent example. When we had the fires in Southern California, in the Palisades, there was a little bit of controversy around who was being hired in the fire department and why. And it turned out that they were prioritizing DEI hires. So that meant that lesbian women were being prioritized. Well, the chief was that, and therefore many of the people under her were exactly that, which doesn't sound like diversity to me, but okay, we'll just go with it. And so what you had as a byproduct of that is a certain group of individuals who are being discriminated against. As a matter of fact, this was actually a headline in a newspaper, which said that we want less white men as firefighters. Now, this sort of statement targeted to almost any other group of individuals would sound crazy, especially in 2024, 2025. That would sound insane. We want less black fill in the blanks in this position. That would be, every race hustler would crawl up out of their own little nook and cranny. Al Sharpton would be standing on the Empire State Building, yelling at the top of his lungs, ready to collect a check if that were to happen. Yet, because it is white, it is all right. And unfortunately, we've come to this place where if you don't fit in these very niche, strange, obscure, groups that were created damn near overnight, then you no longer fit. So it's no longer white folk. It's no longer the white man. Now, if you're just a man or a cis man, you're a straight man, God forbid that. No. You don't fit in either. No, we don't want more of you either. We need those who are queer. No. We need those who have one leg. We need those who, have half an eye. It's like the criteria for this gets more and more exclusive. It becomes a smaller and smaller group who are actually accepted. And God forbid we get into the actual ideologies of these people. If you are somebody who has a belief system that, I don't know, maybe the Democratic Party isn't the only party that we should be voting for, you are excluded from the group, ostracized. You are not a part of our diversity. There is no equity for you. And there is damn sure no inclusion of your ideas. So how is that not discrimination? How is that not discrimination? How is that creating a level playing field for everybody? Now, I'm a believer that there is no such thing as a level playing field. I believe that when I'm doing what I do best, I'm going to be better at somebody who's not born to do this. Simple. But if I try to step into somebody else's arena, like, you might see some of the things in the background, et cetera. This entire place is incredible. It's a beautiful home, right? It's a beautiful home that my fiance has created for us. Simple as that. A beautiful space. If I try to do any of this that she does in here, I'm cooked. I'm done. I'm finished. Simple as that. I can't do what she does. She could definitely do a lot of what I do, but again, if we step into one another's arenas, it's not going to be equity there. We could never start in the same place, and there's never going to be equality as far as, we're going to get the same outcomes. So trying to synthetically create that does not work. You're going to be throwing people into spaces they're not supposed to be, and they actually end up suffering more so. I oftentimes use this analogy of if the NBA was forced to create one team with, players who are under 5'5" or something, right? And they were forced to, by law, they had to have this team, and this team had to play every single game or every single game of the season, and then into the playoffs. This team would be damn near abused, okay? That's the only word I can even think of. That's what would happen on that court night in, night out. So just imagine that same principle in every other walk of life. You get in a situation where, we got to have more, 4'3" women being in the fire department. Now you have emergency situations, and you find yourself with a 5'3" woman trying to drag this grown man out of a body. How's that going to end up? But it's all in the name of diversity, all in the name of equity, all in the name of inclusivity. In reality, what it is discrimination towards those who are now seen as the enemy. And this is the neo-Marxist ideology. It is Marxism as a whole, but this new age Marxism, right? It's just, again, it found a better way to disguise itself. It's kind of like communism just calling itself socialism, right? Anybody who genuinely knows and has read into communism, you know that is no different than socialism. Simple as that. If anything, socialism is a gateway. And so this neo-Marxist mentality says, I am oppressed and they are oppressor, or there is two groups, the oppressed and the oppressor. That's the entire world. Everybody fits into these two categories. So if you disagree with the ideology of this group of people, the woke ideologues, well, you are the oppressor. If you are in shape, you are the oppressor. If you are obese, you are oppressed. That's how. I know it's ridiculous, but this is exactly how this plays out. Does it make any sense? Absolutely not. Oh, but what about, God forbid you also be the obese person who, let's say, is a multimillionaire. Are you now the oppressor because you are wealthy? Right? This entire idea feeds upon itself because it is not based in common sense. It's not based in logic. It's not based in truth. It is based in discrimination. It is based in hatred. It is rooted in envy. I want what you have, so therefore, instead of doing the work necessary to get your outcome or the outcome that I desire, I'm going to make sure that yours is stripped from you. My insecurities are inflamed when I see you enjoying your life. That's why a lot of these far lefties are so damn miserable. It's reality. They live a life where they're filled with envy, and instead of doing the things necessary to get what they want, they try to strip it away from you. And so that's how they got themselves in these positions. It's a power play. Okay, because I feel I can't get this thing that I want any other way, I'm going to strip it from you, and I'm going to place myself in that position. Oh, they pretend they don't care about hierarchies. Oh, get rid of the hierarchy, get rid of the patriarchy, this, and then they create their own hierarchy. That's what they do. They create their own form of discrimination. They create their own form of power dynamics. Oh, no. You white man? No, you can't. Oh, you're a man? Oh, cis man? Whatever the hell that means, right? You're a cis woman? Okay, no. We need to put more queer people into those positions. And now we have created a balance. I know it's insanity, but this is what we're dealing with. And we have to deal in realities, folks. And we also have to recognize what we're actually dealing with. Like, that was one of the most important discoveries for me, is to say, know who you're dealing with and what you're actually dealing with. Don't try to look at it from this logical place, because it's not a logical conversation. These are people who are acting from a deeply emotional state. They are disturbed. They are troubled individuals. These are oftentimes projectors of their own trauma, whatever they may look like. And that's not an excuse, but it's to understand that you're not actually dealing with a rational, sane person. That's why you can see a plethora of these very entertaining videos of liberal tears, etc., right? That's why that world exists. There will forever be, so long as we have this mentality, we will forever have entertainment on this planet. There will always be those who turn on a camera and start to cry about God knows what, in order to signal to the world that they are this oppressed victim. And that puts them higher on their own ranking system, their own hierarchy that is based upon oppressed and oppressor, right? That is their actual power play. Again, one of the biggest misconceptions is like these people aren't actually after power. It is a power play. And all of us in life want a certain level of power. It's just that non-socio or psychopathic individuals, non-dark triad individuals are looking for a healthy sense of power, autonomy, personal power, right? The only true power that exists, anything outside of that is control and coercion, it's manipulation. So if I'm looking to get power over you, I'm really looking to manipulate you. But when I look to get power over myself, that is the only power that exists. It is a personal power. That's why when you have a dictator, whatever it is, they're looking for power, assertion over you, which is control, which is manipulation, which is coercion. For me, I don't give a damn about having power over you. I want you to have personal power as I do. I want you to empower yourself. I can possibly speak life into you and help you, but I can't make you anything that you're not willing to do for yourself. The power that you have is within your own thinking and your own doing, right? What are you going to choose to engage with mentally, and what are you going to do physically? It's as simple as that. Anything outside of that, that's not your business. What the next person is going to do, etc., you can influence, hopefully in a healthy way, but you can't exert power unless that is control. And that's what these folks are looking for, control. That is DEI. And that's why I am so thankful that we're finally healing as a nation and as a world and getting rid of this madness. Simple.
I used to be afraid of the dark, place unknown like a hardening heart. I used to see my life in the bar. Now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising. They see your light shine, that's